Hi there everyone, welcome to today's video. So today what I'm going to be getting right into is how to do a quick field strip of the WE Luger. Now to keep in mind, this particular model has three different sizes. It goes from a 4-inch to a 6-inch, and then this beast right here, the 8-inch barrel. This is a gas blowback, not the CO2. There is another one out there that is CO2, but it's I forgot what brand exactly, and it usually comes, I think, in the standard 4-inch size. But anyway, I'm just going to show you how to just take the top portion off. For example, if you're trying to do some cleaning and lubricating, I will show you how to do that. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so the first thing starting off, what you want to do is make sure that you pull this bolt all the way back first, and then from there you're going to want to go ahead and take out the magazine, because you won't be able to take the top portion off without the magazine being removed. So here's the wonderful WE magazine. So we'll put that to the side. So now your bolt will be locked back like so, and then once you take the magazine out, you can go ahead and just pull this back to release it, so then it goes back to its flush position. The next thing what you want to do is you're going to see this little lever here on the side, and what you want to do with that is you want to go ahead and pull that down. So one thing to just be mindful of, when you do pull it down, this piece right here might spring out a little bit, so just do it slowly. I'll kind of show you one more time how that piece is going to go on here. So again, all you need to do is just pull it down slowly until it's pretty much this ball portion's facing downward, and then you can go ahead and remove this little piece that's spring loaded, and then just put that to the side. From there, once you get that piece out, this top portion will literally just slide out up to about this far. What you want to do next to continue for it to come off, flip the switch back to its original position, and then it'll come out. For some reason, I don't know why mine tends to get stuck if I don't put this back. I think it's because of this lever here. So you see how that moves? If it's in this position, it'll keep it sometimes stuck. I don't know, at least mine does. But anyway, so essentially once you take it apart, here's what you'll see for the top portion of the pistol. Here's the construction to it, and I think it's really unique with how WE designed this into an airsoft replica. I mean, I'm not too sure of the real steel version of this, but it always seemed very complicated to me, the design of it, so I thought it was really interesting that they replicated this into an airsoft version. As you can tell, when you pull this charging handle back, it kind of like pulls the whole assembly, like with the barrel and everything. You can even see at the top here too. There's the piece in here, one of these pieces that hold this this little locking joint, I guess. It holds it, so in a sense, when you pull this back, it's not going to pull the whole barrel out, it'll only pull the nozzle back. So you see the difference? So here's me holding this piece, and I'm pulling on a charging handle. You see that it's open at the top. If I let go of that, see, it's going to pull the whole barrel. So anyway, nothing really relevant to this video that you need to really know about, but I just thought it was kind of like a fun fact. So once you have this gun taken apart, the areas you really want to focus on lubrication, and again, slight amounts, I would use silicone oil. That's really the only thing I could recommend for these guns. You want to just get a little bit on that wheel here. It has a similar design if you're familiar with the WE Glocks with the little hammer wheel. This kind of has the same concept to it. Let me try to freshen that view up for you to see if you can see it kind of clear. But anyway, that little wheel is what this piece uses to kind of glide along when it's reloading the BB each time you fire. So again, an interesting design. It's something that's WE familiar with, so it's something they perfected in a sense from what I've been able to experience with this gun. But anyway, yeah, you want to just put a little bit on there, and there are some springs and moving parts kind of deeper in this well here that you can maybe just do like a small squirt of the silicone oil. The silicone oil I'd recommend to get is one that's like in a spray, not really like a super thick viscous one. You could get that, but with the spray, it kind of helps you get into those hard to reach places. So that's usually what I use for this. And then for this part, really not a whole lot. I would maybe put some on this little pivot point here, because this part is going to experience the most movement pushing this back and forth. And then maybe just squirt a little bit inside the nozzle there. It's silicone oil, so in a sense that's what's found in green gas. So you could just put a little dab in there. You know, it doesn't really hurt. I've always done that, and it kind of keeps everything lubricated. And I would even do the joint on top here, because again, this is where the motion is. So this kind of part, you know, depending on how much you really fire it, you know, if it's going to be a lot, it's going to take a lot of friction because it's metal on metal rubbing. And then the joint right here as well. And again, you want to do this in very small amounts. You don't want to have too much excess. You want to try to make sure you put enough and then just wipe it away, just to make sure that it's not all over the gun and all over the place. You know, that's the important thing. You never want to use too much oil. Just use what's proper. So really, that's the main key things that you really need to lubricate this. There's not a lot that really goes into it. It's a very simple, just takedown procedure. So, you know, it's nothing that's impossible. So I will go ahead and put this thing back together for you, and just to, you know, because again, sometimes it can get a little tricky putting it back together, so I'll do it slowly to make sure that we get it on together. Okay, so now you want to go ahead and grab your top portion and your lower portion of the pistol. One thing I'd like to note before you attempt to slide this back on, there is a piece right here on the side that kind of sticks out if you look at it. It's not really flush with the body, so this piece, it does move. If you move it inward, it kind of moves only in one direction, inward. Like so, you can see me moving it in. This piece is somewhat, it's associated with the hammer. So when you fire it, this piece flexes every time you pull the trigger. So here's what that looks like on the side of the gun, or on the side of the slide, I mean. You can see that that piece moves each time I move this piece on the bottom. So essentially, you want to just press and hold this down into the gun. So then you could slide it on. Make sure that this is, again, pointed downward when you slide it on, just to make sure it doesn't get caught on anything. And then you hold it down, align up the rails, and then from there you can let go of that piece. And then just slowly, you know, make sure you never want to force these things, because if there's something that's not going to go and you force it, you know, these guns, they're made out of weak metal, so that can easily snap. So just a fair warning. And then, so right now I have it sitting in kind of like the original position. So I haven't locked it in yet, because you are going to need this piece. This piece can be a little tricky sometimes with putting it back. I mean, there really isn't like an art to it or anything. You just kind of need to find that spot and put it in and kind of tinker with it. So I've dropped it. I've kind of just been putting it in, you know, I just align everything up. Obviously the two prongs are gonna go through this this hole here. So you put that through, and then you kind of just push it in. And then once you push it in, you can kind of just take your other hand, grab the barrel, and then just push it back a little bit, and then try to flick this piece back into place. Okay, see, this is kind of where I was talking. It's a little bit troublesome. There's like a notch in here you need to be mindful of right here. Make sure you get into that notch first, and then it should go in. It should sit flush right now. I don't have it locked, but it's flush with the gun right now. So then you could just flick that piece back to how it was, and then you can see that now it's locked in place and no longer any issues. And then you could just charge the handle a few times to make sure everything's sitting snugly, and it looks like that's what's happening here, so everything looks good. Then you can go ahead and insert your magazine, and for the most part, that will be the finished product there. Once you have everything secured and lubricated, you are good to go. But anyway, that's really all I had for you guys today. This is just a simple tutorial with how to disassemble, you know, the important pieces of the gun, not a full disassembly. I don't think it's really necessary to that point. But if you're trying to do basic maintenance and lubrication, that's really all you need to take down on this kind of gun, or any of them for the most part. But I hope this was something educational. I hope you learned something with how to take these apart. If you guys do like these kind of videos, I do post a lot of airsoft related content and of course disassembly videos. So anything from unboxing, reviews, shooting demos, everything I'll have on my channel. So go ahead and check it out. If it's something you like, definitely subscribe. But again, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day.